before there were cars.
Right.
Okay?
Wow.
Way before there were plastic and power plants. So the Earth's climate has never been static. But the Machu Picchu thing is, I really want to go there. My friend Luke Caverns, who's been on the podcast before, he's studied.
Tom's been 3 times.
Has he really?
But as a kid, that's what I meant. Like,
his family's from.
Yeah, so they're like,
Yeah.
it's a 1-hour flight from Lima, and then just take the train. But like, yeah, it's pretty wild. So you're saying that it wasn't even the Aztecs? Is that what you told me?
Well, that's the Incas. You're talking about the Incas. Yeah, it wasn't. They don't think it was. They think the initial monolithic structures or megalithic structures were an earlier, previously unknown civilization because the size and scope of their structures, the way they build it, and Graham Hancock has gone over this as well, is so much different than the stuff that's on top of it. So what happens is you have this old stuff that's enormous stones that are cut like jigsaws, right? And almost like it's melted, like the way it looks. It almost
you can't put a piece of paper through it after 200 years of like breakdowns. You
way
still can't
more than 200 years. It's thousands of years. But the thing that's really nutty about it is that design is because when they have earthquakes, that way it won't fall off. Right,
so
it disperses the energy better as opposed to just stacking stuff on top of each other. That stuff falls, but when it's all interlocked in these weird forms, like that shit.
So Che Guevara talks about it a little bit, where he goes, Cusco is the gem of South America. It was the border of the Andes where people would come in and do trade and everything. And you see this, and the Christians would come in, take over, and build like facades on it and put a cross on top to be like, look what we did. We're more dominant than these people. And then an earthquake would come. Facade would fall, and this would just remain over and over again. These aren't even squares. Look at that's like it's like Tetris.
Yeah, it's so cool, and that was on purpose. They did that because what would survive. But if you look at the stuff above it, that's the stuff that the Incas made. So the Incas made this stuff was like it's all just stacked. Wow. It's not as sophisticated, and also not as large because they didn't have the technology. Whatever the fuck these people had, that was
look how big that rock is.
Huge. I mean, hundreds and thousands of tons. I mean, these things are fucking enormous. The really crazy one is the Lebanon ones. In Lebanon...
I've been there. Wait, no.
Have you?
I'm Jordan. Jordan, I'm talking about is the...
So in Lebanon, they have these massive stones. What are they called, Jamie? The trilithon stones? So there's these stones that are like more than 1,000 tons. And they're like several meters above the ground placed. And then on top of them, you have these Roman structures.
Oh, right.
So if you see like there, like that click that where you had your cursor, yeah. Look at the size of that guy.
Wow.
And look at the size of that stone. Like, and then you see the stuff on top of it is smaller. It's not as sophisticated. And then you had the Roman. Now the thing about the Romans is Romans had meticulous record keeping, and they talked about all the construction of all the different things they had. They don't even mention those stones.
So
they don't mention how they. No, I don't think it was them. I think it was a previous civilization. Look at that fucking thing.
Oh, bro, I'm about to. You know Nazca lines?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I saw them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I flew over them.
Bro, how weird is that?
They're so big, you can't. The pictures won't do it justice because you'll see like a road. They didn't know because from the ground level you can't see any of it, and so they just build these roads through the desert, and so you can see a car sometimes, like so for perspective, and you're like, it's this dot on this giant monkey in the middle of the desert, for however many hundreds of years.
Yeah, they don't even know how long.
They're crazy,
weird,
and they're all like signals to something. There's all these theories on what it is.
From the sky. You have to see them from above.
You can only see them from above.
That's nuts.
Pilots would go over there, and somebody's like, what's that? I go, oh, yeah, we don't know. We just kind of go over.
Well, they've found a bunch of them now because of AI. You know, they've like scanned the areas and found a bunch of previously undiscovered Nazca lines.
Wow.
Yeah. And the weird thing about it is that's also the place where they find these people with elongated skulls. They find like these weird skulls that have additional capacity. So they have like 30% more capacity, and they don't have the same lines in their skulls that we have, like when we're babies. You know, we have these, what are they called? Species? Sagittal, I forget what the lines are called. Sagittal crest. These lines that we have in our skull. You know, like your skull's not just one piece, right? It's like there's a bunch of pieces that merge together. The Incas used to
tie them off so they get longer as a sign of like...
Yeah, but like some of these skulls don't have the same structure as ours. They're human skulls, but they're longer. They have more capacity, the 30% larger capacity, and they don't have those lines that we have. So it's like, what was that? Were there different kinds of humans back then?
Like, died out?
Were they flying around? Were they flying around and making these fucking structures? Were they responsible for Sacsayhuaman and Machu Picchu and all these other places, and they just died off, and all we have left is like some skulls that we can't totally explain?
We don't have the means to explain it yet.
Right, because if it was 20,000 years ago or 30,000 years ago, whatever it was that these people were ruling back then, what would be left? Fucking nothing. Nothing. Very little.
I mean, you look at Angkor Wat, where it's like...
That's
yeah,
crazy.
if you didn't see it. It's shocking any of it remained.
Yeah. Well, Angkor Wat's crazy. And how about that other one in India where the entire temple's carved out of one stone?
Or the one in Jordan, the let's see, what is it fucking? What is those places? The Indiana Jones one. What's that called? That's where I went with my brother.
Yeah, what is that called?
See,
What is it, Jimmy?
Petra. It's nuts. You come through this canyon and it's just in a mountain. A giant 3-story temple that is just carved out of the mountain. It wasn't added to.
Right. And where's the stone? Where'd you put the stones? What'd you do?
That view coming out of the middle one, coming out of that cavern and seeing it after about an hour hike.
That's crazy.
They doesn't even. You have to see a human. See how small that person is in the middle.
That is so crazy.
So like, what?
Right. Have you ever heard of Darren Kuyu?
No.
In Turkey? This is crazy. You want to hear this one?
It's a place or a person?
It's a place. So I think they found this because someone was doing like construction on a house, and they found so this is what it was. So a guy kept losing his chickens. They would go through a hole and they would never come out. So this guy was like, well, where the fuck are these chickens going? So they broke down the wall to figure out where the chickens go. And they found an underground city that can hold 20,000 people.
Turkey?
With many, many levels. Wow. Like many levels deep into the ground.
Wow.
It's fucking bananas.
Yeah, wow.
Yes.
It's like an anthill.
I watched a documentary. Now you see, like you see where you could you please go back to that one image with the houses? Yeah, like that. Like so this guy, it was like behind a fucking wall in a house. So these chickens would go into the hole and they would just disappear. So it's like, where's my fucking chickens? So the guy starts digging around to try to figure out where the chickens go, and they found this. And I want to say they found this in like the 20th century. Like, so
I think it was the 20s I just saw.
1920s?
Like 29 maybe?
Wow. So no they forgot about it?
Nobody knew about it. Nobody knew who made it. There was no record of it. And it can,
so big. And
it can house 20,000 people in there.
What was it for?
No one knows.
Right.
No one knows when.
Records.
No one knows who. No one knows nothing. There's other ones they found in China. They found this fucking insane one in China that also has no records. It's enormous, like enormous caverns with giant columns. It's all carved out of the stone. They moved millions of tons of rocks out of there. No record. No one knows where the stone went.
I was staying with the Lacandons, Mayans, whatever, and we were on a hike, and there was this little like abandoned temple, just the size of this room. And so the guide was like, so now there's a tunnel in here to like the main temple. It's about 1.5 miles away, and there's a tunnel where you can go through it. It takes a couple hours to walk. And he goes, I did it with my brother once. He goes, I'll never go back. It's so frightening, and there's fucking pumas around, and you don't know.
Pumas in the tunnel?
Yeah, you're like, you can't see